Many of you may have received many pamphlets about what a diabetic patient's daily diet should be like. Today I am talking about what a diabetic patient's daily routine should be like. Not only food, but also lifestyle is very important. If someone is diagnosed with diabetes, their sugar level is more than 200, and their HbA1c is above 7, then there are certain methods and lifestyles that we should follow from then on. So, we can take special care to protect our health from getting worse and to prevent us from getting into complications. The most important thing is that there is this rush in our life, which should be reduced a little. Often, we may be leading a life that is terribly stressful and straining ourselves to make money. So, when we see such diseases at the beginning, we should try to make life a little simpler. We should not run around a lot, nor should we save a lot. If we want to live a comfortable life without any debt, it is best not to take on too much strain. There are some people who simply do not do any work, they are very lazy. Such people should change their habits. Because both these extremes are problems. We should be able to do whatever work we enjoy. In agricultural matters, we do not have to take on any heavy work or responsibilities that do not increase our mental stress. We can do whatever work we enjoy. Whenever we feel that it is reaching a point where it increases our stress level, we can stop it there. Only do work that is below that. So, getting up at least at 6 in the morning is what a diabetic or anyone with similar lifestyle diseases should do. It is also okay to sleep until 6:30. It is better to go to bed as early as possible and wake up early. So after the morning rituals and prayers, it would be great if we could go out into nature for half an hour and see the sights there and take a short walk for half an hour. We also know that we can get positive energy, as it is during these morning hours that the birds go about their work. So when we are in harmony with nature, we get a lot of positive energy. That energy will stay with us throughout our day. So, if you want, you can drink a black coffee when you wake up in the morning. So, when we say black coffee, it is best to drink one that does not have any sweetness in it. Some people cannot drink coffee without sweetness. So, for those who are so insistent, we can use sugar-free if we want. Products like sugar-free gold can provide sweetness that is very close to sugar. In any case, it is said that the use of sugar and salt should be minimized. Green tea is good. Even if it is green tea, it is enough to drink it once or twice a day. Drinking a lot of these things, even tea and coffee, is not advisable. Tea and coffee without milk is not a good food for us. Drinking milk is for babies only, so that they can digest it. So drinking milk in excess can cause diarrhea. We drink milk that the cow has stored for its cows. It is a misconception that if it has been drinking milk until the end of its life, it will keep it healthy. If it is to be drunk in the form of yogurt or buttermilk and water, it contains lactic acid bacilli. Therefore, it has the ability to protect and help our digestion by making it proper. Now, after drinking black coffee and doing our morning rituals and taking a short walk, let's think about exercise. There should be 3 components in a person's exercise. It should have an aerobic component, it should have strengthening, and it should have exercise that increases stamina. There are 3 components. So when we say aerobic exercise, we mean something that raises our heart rate to at least 140, so just walking is an exercise for lazy people. It cannot be increased as an exercise. So what should we do if we want to increase it to 140? One way is to do 100 jumping jacks. Just jump 100 times right there. Don't go outside. It's not a good idea to go outside because it's raining right now. You can jump 100 times. Or you can do 50 push-ups. You can do that even if you have 2 or 3 intervals. So only if you increase your heart rate to 140 can it be called aerobic exercise. There should be two strengthening components. We do weight training, we do dumbbells, everything we do is strengthening. Push-ups also have a strengthening component. Just like squats, push-ups are a type of exercise where we sit and raise our arms. We can do this exercise by straightening our arms and bending our knees, and we can do it 20 times. Similarly, if you have any doubts about these types of exercises and weight training, you can ask yourself. We should do these types of exercises for at least 20 to 30 minutes. You can experience for yourself that when we do that exercise every day, that energy will last throughout the day. Then next, let's come to breakfast. Let's try to eat breakfast by 8 a.m. It is better not to delay it too much. Just before that, we can tell the medicines we need, such as metformin and glimepiride, to be taken before or with food. We can take them after eating a meal if we want. For those with gastritis, we can tell them to take the gas pill half an hour before that. Then, we can set an alarm on our mobile to take this medicine and pay attention to it. We can set an alarm on our mobile 3 or 4 times. Whenever it goes off, we can go and take the medicine and then eat. So, what should we have for breakfast? One of the best things we can eat is breakfast. So, by the time we do this exercise, we will be a little hungry. So, reduce the amount of carbohydrates. So, if you take a plate, only 1/4 of it is carbohydrates and 1/4 is protein. When it comes to protein, we can eat plenty of egg whites or meat, fish or any curries belonging to the legume category. Then 1/4 is green curries, green leafy vegetables. It doesn't matter if it's some kind of salad, a cucumber or something like spinach, any green leafy vegetable, it doesn't matter, we can use spinach or broccoli or cucumber. Then 1/4 is fruits that are not too sweet. The reason why I specifically say not sweet is that if you eat mangoes or jackfruit or other small fruits, they have high fructose content. That itself can cause our sugar to increase. The most important thing after eating this meal is the snacks between the main course. Often we eat everything else very carefully. Instead of these snacks, when we eat rice cakes, fruit pies, pastries, cakes, or biscuits, we are consuming more calories than we would if we had a meal. So, if you are eating snacks, you can eat it as a slice of an apple, fruit, or vegetables. It is better to eat it as an unsweetened tea, and that too without adding milk. Drink water regularly. Our hunger will be satisfied when we drink water. In case your blood sugar is showing any signs of decreasing, you should put a glucometer on it and check it yourself. It is called self-monitoring of blood glucose. Look at it like that, write it down, and keep it in a diary. Then show it to the doctor the next time you go to see him. So, even if you are taking insulin, if it is decreasing like this, we will have a slight difference in the amount of insulin. The doctor himself may tell you to reduce it by 2 or 4 units. Now, if your sugar is above 200, you may need to increase your insulin dose by at least 2 units. Just like the insulin you take just before, check your sugar regularly to see if it is normal. It does not mean that you should go and check it every 5 minutes like an obsession. There is nothing wrong with checking it once or twice a day. If it is too high, ask your doctor and make the necessary adjustments to your medications. Now, if it is not controlled with some medications, very new types of medications are now available. SGLT2 inhibitors, DPP4 inhibitors, and drugs with the tail of glibenclamide are now available. We can change all of them according to our doctor's instructions, and they are available from drugs that protect the health of the heart and do not cause any toxicity to the kidneys and liver. Now, people who go to work, now that we have this traffic and things like that, all this is likely to increase our stress level. It is said that simplicity is the greatest sophistication for us to have a simple life. That is, for the sake of sophistication, we should be as simple as possible. So, even if we are going to work now, rather than rushing and getting on the bus, we can freely get off the bus 5 minutes early, even if we drive very slowly and do not rush, and reach the workplace. Even if we are at work, we should be able to limit it in a way that does not cause too much stress. Moreover, if there are things that cause tension for us during this work, we can also arrange suitable methods at work to alleviate it. This is often the reason why big corporate companies make their workplaces the most beautiful, because they are modifying it in a way that enables their employees to spend more time at work. So often, whether it is our clinic or hospital, we will put on a short song. Sometimes we will put on the TV. So, when a song or music is playing on the TV, we can work with more energy without even knowing it. Some surgeons, or when we are doing a procedure like bronchoscopy or endoscopy, we will put on a short song on the side. So, when we put on a song, it has an amazing ability to reduce our stress. Similarly, we say work in style. Some surgeons, while doing this surgery, they turn the scissors like this, like our Regina-Kant turns it in a style. Similarly, after the surgery, they take off their gloves and show a style like this. With an action like this, the gloves go straight to the waste bin and fall. So, such styles and jokes reduce our workload, so we never compromise our work. When the patient has any problem, we cannot stand by showing style like this. So, how much stress can be reduced and how much we can enjoy it is something that is in everyone's hands. So sometimes, even a person who does a cleaning job can enjoy that job the most. We can enjoy that cleaning process the most. So, enjoying it the best is the best way to help our mental health and physical health. Next, let's look at lunch. For this lunch and dinner, we can reduce carbohydrates as much as possible and increase protein, as well as add more vegetables and fruits. If you are using oppa rice, use bran rice. At least, as I said earlier, using this plate method, only 1/4 of carbohydrates is the best, and rice made from whole grains is the best. Similarly, even if it is chapati, if we eat 2 or 3 more chapatis, it will definitely cause more harm than the advantages. If we skip rice and eat 1 to 5 chapatis, then there is no particular benefit from it. So, if it is curries, adjust it in the manner mentioned earlier, 1/4 proteins, 1/4 green leafy vegetables, and 1/4 unsweetened fruits. Drink plenty of water every now and then. There is nothing wrong with having a tea in the evening. If you want snacks with tea, then half of a boiled fruit, half of a not too ripe fruit, then unsweetened biscuits, biscuits with fiber content. These can also be eaten by diabetic patients. Reduce the amount of salt to the maximum. Dried fish, pickles, poppadoms, etc. are all high in salt. Since this can cause a total increase in BP and sugar, we can reduce salt and sugar as much as possible. So, instead of working late in the evening and getting tired, it is better for us to finish our work at least by 6 p.m. and come home to spend some quality time, take a bath, and then take a walk outside for a while. If we want to watch a movie, then that is fine. If we have a treadmill, it is better to place it in front of the TV instead of just sitting on the sofa while watching movies and TV. We can watch movies while walking. We can watch movies while doing a little exercise. We can practice things like Zumba dancing. We can consider practicing dance and playing with children as a small moderate activity. Afternoon nap often, after sleeping for 2 or 3 hours, we do not even feel like looking back at the goddess of sleep at night. Therefore, limit the afternoon nap to only half an hour. If it goes to the extreme, it is not good to sleep for an hour more. It is likely to reduce our energy level. Therefore, we call this short time nap, power nap. Keep it to half an hour. Only if there are conditions at work that allow it. It is advisable not to sleep too much. Then, it is better to stop using these gadgets at night at least before 8 o'clock. At the very least, until 9 o'clock. After that, it is not good for us to read shocking news channels, and even newspapers. Instead of getting stressed out by making plans and projects that push us to sleep, it is better for us to use an affirmation technique, this imaging process, imaging technique, and so on, and sleep dreaming about a better life. Never have so many complaints. A man who came the other day said, I feel as tense as if I had lost a pen. Let's leave the little things to their own devices. Let's intentionally forget them. Let's try to remove that thing from our minds and concentrate our minds on new things. Then say that even if it is a late dinner, we should eat like a beggar. Then the earlier we go to bed, the less we can eat dinner. By skipping dinner for one day, we can reduce our body weight by 200 grams. The next day, we looked at a body weight balance with decimal places, but we know that it will be less by grams, less by kilograms, by 200,000 grams. So, let's set a target now. We know how much weight actors like Prithviraj have lost for their lives. How much hard work they must have put in for it. So if someone this old can lose this body weight, Prithviraj is almost 40 years old. If he can do it, why can't the rest of us? So, if we take such people as an example and skip dinner, it would be best. Or, we can try to compensate for that by having a salad with cucumber, which is 0 calories. If that doesn't work, we can compensate for it by eating a small amount of carbohydrates and eating some grains like Bathery. So many grains and even things like milk and eggs can cause allergies and intolerances. So we call wheat allergy gluten intolerance and milk allergy milk intolerance. So it would be very good to find out if you have these. Because this food intolerance is a big cause of many autoimmune diseases and even joint pain, arthritis, and other problems. Its triggering factor may be from our food. Similarly, our environmental exposure to things like dogs, cats, rabbits, etc. When I did an allergy panel test, I was allergic to 3 types of dust mites and 1 type of fungus. All of these are around us. So this is a test where we put a panel of these 71 allergens on our hand and measure the reaction to each one accurately. For things that cannot be avoided, there is a treatment method called immunotherapy. You can read about this immunotherapy on the front page of the newspaper of July 6th. It was a nurse of a lady who was completely cured of her cancer, which was in stage 4, through that immunotherapy. There is a story about her, you can read it from her. There are new and innovative treatment methods like this. Even if we don't go for treatment anymore, it reminds us that these types of tests will help us find out what we can't do and what we should avoid in our diet.